Hey, we're back on our series, Microsoft Teams and managing high performance units, high performance teams, sports performance teams, whatever we call it within each organization and unit within athletics. Just a reminder, there's 4 different aspects of building a high performance team. 1, keep the athlete at the center. 2, communication is everything. 3, planning and evaluation will move us forward. And then 4, we can never stop learning. We need to have a learning organization. Let's get to Microsoft Teams. In the past, you'll remember that we created our fictional off-piste ski performance team. We do not sponsor off-piste skiing here at Penn State University. However, it's pretty awesome. So if we did, this would be a really neat performance team to create. So this is our Microsoft Teams home screen. Every team that you're a part of or build or join will be on this screen. Okay. We've talked about creating a team here or joining a team from this point as well. In this case, if I'm going to do some work with my performance team in this area in off-piste skiing, I'm going to click on it and it's going to take me to their landing place. Today, we're going to focus the majority of our time on building channels. Okay, so a quick review. This area in the middle, think about it as a blank canvas, a communication canvas. Here I can have conversations with people. I can call out different people that may be in my team. If I type in team here, it'll give the entire team a blast, or I can add someone specific in the team. I don't have anybody in there right now, but it would target them, just like GroupMe, just like a group text, whatever messaging system I use. I can add different things to this pane. Over here, we'll call this the channel pane. This is also where I can do some administrative work by adding members, changing the look of my team, everything like that. This is where it can be done. I can also add my channels. Now think about our channels as in our sports performance world, it'd be almost like our subdisciplinary areas or groups within sports performance. So a sports performance is the parent. The child accounts would be essentially the subdisciplinary units, and they work together in teams to be interdisciplinary and working together. Okay, so in this case, we talked about general. The general channel is just automatic. It happens every time you create a team, and this is just like a broad area to talk and to share information. If I want to add another channel, in this case, I would do it right under this function here. For this process, let's just add all of our subdiscipline groups to this and have everybody has a channel, everybody has a focused area in this off-piste ski performance group. So the first one we have just in alphabetical order. I'm not going anything specific. Applied health, performance science. It's important to note that we cannot use these characters, so you'll have to type it out. You can give a description in this case. Hello. Yes. You can tell them specific things here. You can give a specific privacy level here. I can give standard. Everybody has access to this. I can go private and I can list specific people on the next screen that have access to this. Again, it could be budget, it could be administration, it could be things that don't need to be seen by everybody, like new reports, whatever it may be. In this case, let's just go standard. And then I want it to show up in this case on everybody's channel screen. So I'm going to click this button and I can change this later. Go ahead and hit A. You'll notice that it pops up over here. Now, applied health and performance science has a tab, just like we talked about over here, and we can build it however we want to. We can post, we can talk within this, we can have files, we can build that right through here. So let's just jam out here for a second and add some channels. Automatically show, and there is a limit to how many you can automatically show. I can't remember offhand how many it is, but that is our strength and conditioning. We can't use the little ampersand, so we're good. We'll take our time here. These can be named anything. I can adjust them later. Now, the one thing that is important to note is that in the background of our Microsoft team here, a SharePoint is being created, and we won't see that right now, but you can link directly to it. You can right click on documents and open it in SharePoint. But what SharePoint is almost like a shared drive. So here at Penn State, like a local drive that may be on a server, a W drive, an X drive, a Z drive that we have internally here on campus. That's essentially what SharePoint is, except it's souped up. You can do a lot of neat things with that. So when you create a channel, it creates a folder embedded in SharePoint. So it's a little bit harder. It's not impossible. We just have to go to SharePoint to adjust the name of this, because if we adjust the name, it's fine. But then when we try to adjust it back to the original, it has already got that folder. So we just have to do a couple more steps. So think about what you want your channels to be before you start them. And in this case, it's just our units within sports performance. So it really helps. Let's see what we're missing. And we can remember, especially like with the sports medicine, the caps, things that we need to protect things, we can make this private, and we can, let's just lock that, and we can start adding people. Obviously the owner of this one currently, so I'll have access to that as I'm making it, but you could add anybody there, or you could skip it and do it later. But you'll notice this lock screen here. So if you're not a part of the group that has access to this, you will not be able to click on this, and subsequently you will not be able to see conversations or any type of communication that's happening within this group. Okay, so imagine this is our folder. Okay, we have our big team, our blank canvas, we have our channels. Any general information, any general conversation that everybody needs to know, we get right here. Scheduling, maybe. Convo about changes plan. It could be quick metrics, breakfast menu, quick readiness. Hey, so and so is out, so and so is running late for class, whatever that may be. We can put that in there. This is that. Within our channels, however, we can do some really neat things to make it a little bit more focused. One, in the interim, but two, also when we go back and we're looking at some different things and we want to be able to keep it for records. Okay, so let's just click on our applied health and performance science, and then let's explore this area. This is for, this chat function here is for focused convo within this folder. Okay, and then people can add to this. I can attach a file, whatever. Okay, this tab, however, you can create a small folder system for whatever you want to share. So in this case, in applied health and performance science, we have 3 different divisions. So I like to make those here, and then that even further focuses what we're trying to do here. So first one is learning and development. I think you can use symbols at this stage. So if you wanted to use symbols, you can. Learning and development. We have performance. We have tech and data services system. Okay. Now, the neat thing about folder organization is the more time you put organizing it, more time you put into organizing it, the better it's going to be. Now, you can go way down a rabbit hole and do too much organization, then you can't find anything. But the more organization you put in on the front end, the easier it's going to be to flow and to make sense of what you're doing. Okay, so that's why I choose our 3 different areas, because there are 3 different divisions within applied health and performance science. Then within learning and development, let's just take this for example. I'll click on that, and I can go a couple different routes here. For us, we have athlete education. coach for performance education. Okay. So for athlete education, let's say, last fall we did a month on health and wellness. We have a folder there. And what I do is simply drag over an entire folder. And then you'll see that a folder is loading. So I have lesson 1, the basics of health and performance. I have pictures, I have my PowerPoint, and I could quickly share and click on this. Anybody that has access to our PowerPoints. Okay. I don't want to leave this incomplete. So go back to learning and development, athlete performance education, health and wellness. And then just bring over all of this. So now quickly, I just drop files in. I don't have to email anything at all. I just simply build out my channel, boom, 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 with content. Now click on this. Now everybody that needs access to this can have access. Now it is uploading 39 items, so this may take a minute, but everybody will have information within this once it populates. Now the really cool thing, if I go back to general, let's say I added something to my channel. If I go back to general, I could say, hello, everyone. Or if you remember the function, hello at team, that gives me my entire ski performance team. I just added files to, AHPS channel, location, AHPS, learning, development. It could be athlete ed, lesson 1. Then that tells everybody the quick location if they need to reference it in the future. But then I can also reference this, go back here, find my folder, whatever I want to share. PDF, share link, and then bam. Now everybody has the location for future, but also they can click on this and it'll pull right from my channel and it's on the main screen. Boom. And that's exactly what we looked at a second ago. Okay. So really neat for us. There's a lot of different things that we can do with channels. In review, what we did is we built our channels out over here on the left. And it's funny, on the side, we still haven't updated our picture, even though we did that. It'll take a minute sometimes to push up there. I've noticed that with different teams, but that will update as well. That will be our logo. But in review of today, we talked about building channels over here on the left. Okay, for us in sports performance here at Penn State, we have different subdisciplinary units that comprise sports performance. And that allows us to go in here and organize. We just named them by name. Then within each one of these channels, we have the ability to go in, have focused conversation, have the ability to build information out. Maybe it's just simple database of learning that I talked about building a second ago. Maybe it's providing templates, or maybe here in the future, we'll talk about using tech and data systems within this and embedding outside reports to this as well. We talked about locking. So in maybe CAPS or sports performance or sports medicine, we may need to lock certain things. Now, I will recommend maybe we don't put things that we don't want anybody to see on here because we are encouraging collaboration, but maybe things that are, able to be locked, like body weights, things like that, body composition that are obviously need to be HIPAA protected, but something that needs to be shared. Maybe we'll put it in here and provide certain people access. This allows us to lock specific channels and grant access only to specific people. Okay. We talked about conversations within this unit also, and then linking conversations to a group using @team, which will alert everyone to a new file that was shared. So a lot of different things for us within Microsoft Teams. This was focused mainly on just building channels and then digging into the channel. We'll continue to build on this and grow with Microsoft Teams for high performance units.